Do you guys actually even like listening to podcasts, especially when it's coming from HR, knowing that people assume that all we do is hire and fire? And do you guys even know that HR is actually the most difficult job?
Oh my God, talk about it. The annoying thing for me is that people think that HR is like the easiest thing.
Hi everyone, my name is Ibijoke.
Hi, and my name is Precious.
The other side of HR is here to bridge the gap between employer, employee, stakeholders in general.
Sometimes I think that people forget that HR are also employees.
This podcast is here to bridge that gap, share actionable insights on issues that either an employer and employee might be facing. You're welcome to our podcast, The Other Side of HR. Hi everyone, my name is Ibijoke.
And my name is Precious, and you're welcome to
The Other Side of HR.
Today's episode. We were talking about the employee experience. Guys, remember on last episode, right, where we were talking about, how a line manager inadequacy had created a bad experience for a candidate that, Joke had tried to onboard in a particular organization that she had worked with. And just got me thinking that let's talk about employee experience. Let's understand, how we as employees contribute to that and how, this experience can help retain people and attract the right set of people to the organization. I have a question for you. What is one organization that you've had a terrible experience, before you joined them, that you just cocked out and felt this organization, I'm not joining them? Have you ever had any experience like that anyways?
No, I haven't had it full on, but I've had it like during the recruitment process, but I didn't join eventually. Where I think it was during COVID, yeah. I was called to come for an interview, 10 a.m. interview. We got to the interview. We're waiting. So the interview was supposed to be with the CEO. We're waiting freshers to meet the CEO. First of all, he's not even around. He said he hasn't come. What am I even saying? It was not even 10, it was 9 a.m. He hasn't come. He's on his way. Physical interview, yeah. I had to drive from my house to this place. He hadn't come. 1 p.m. he had not come. From 9 a.m. I'm telling you. And then eventually when he came, I'm assuming that, if I'd been waiting for 4 hours for you, right? Not even that. I do, but you get, I'm assuming that, I'm also human. You get, maybe I'm probably also really tired, probably also showing my face and all of that, right? And then we had an interview, and then honestly, at the back of my mind, I can't even remember the CEO apologizing to me, to be honest. But like I said, I can't remember, so let me not speak on that because it's been a long time ago, right? But however, what actually upset me was the feedback that the CEO had said, that I looked irritated during the interview. That's what was the big deal in me waiting for 4 hours.
Yes, you do.
Yes. And the funny thing was that the HR consultant, because it was a recruitment agency that was doing the interview, right? The HR consultant actually called me to give me that feedback. So I'd asked her, I was like, what did you, okay, I hear, no problem, right? That's his feelings, right? Or his point. What did you say to him? So like, nothing, that you know how all these people be. And I was like, but you have his business. And as an HR person, you should let him know that is actually very, very wrong. You've taken out of my time. I didn't come late to the interview.
Exactly.
You've taken out of my time to ask me to come for an interview, and then you waste my time for 4 hours, and your feedback is that
you were irritated.
I looked irritable during the interview. So these are the things, right? You want to attract people, but you're already showing them big red flags.
Big red flags.
Life happens, no problem, right? You say 9 a.m. We all know Lagos can be crazy, maybe whatever, anything could have happened. But Kosi demanded that you would have at least give. Nobody came to tell me.
Exactly.
I had to go and be asking.
Even if life had happened, a simple text message to tell someone to tell you that, I'm sorry, I'm running late.
And can we reschedule? Not make me wait for 4 hours.
Exactly. Because it's almost as if, are you jobless? Like, don't you have other things you want to do with your time? Something that broke the internet where they said that people came for an interview from morning till evening. I was the only person that waited down.
And he got the job.
Blah, 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 blah.
But you saw the backlash now.
Don't even want to work in that organization.
But you saw the backlash now.
My sign is good enough for you to want to make me.
It was a test. Apparently they said it was a test. I still was trying to test.
Bonkers. That's actually bonkers. Max experience. This myself, I've had this experience, right? Where Ecomo we're trying to handle recruitment for them. And they met oh my God.
No. But CEOs need to do better.
They do need to do better.
CEOs need to do better. But still have my experience.
Guys, what's for me, to be honest, guys? Because I don't know why you have never met me before. Me and you have, like, we're not friends, and you think it's okay to be using curse words in an interview. That's about that threw me off. It's like, I'm not your friend. You don't know me that well. Why in God's name?
Even if you knew me, or even if you know me that well, we're on a professional call.
Exactly. So it's like,
Ask professional.
like, he was just throwing so much curse words. We are trying to explain, but you were still very obstinate, saying HR don't know anything. You've been managing people, da, 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 da. And in my head, like,
Guys, let me bust your head. This guy wanted us to, in fact, apart from the fact that he was a terrible person, right? Or a terrible business owner who clearly would have a problem managing people, who clearly would have the highest attrition rates man has ever seen, right? This guy wanted us to recruit for him without any sort of fee.
like, at all.
Dude!
After we've done the recruitment,
Sales people for that matter.
do you? I know, but again, this was good because before the interview ended, right? Before the entire proposal session ended, myself and Dr. really knew that we're never going to work with this.
Like we knew already, right?
There's no way we'll work with him. And these are the things that makes an impression in the minds of people.
It's those things that you assume doesn't
Negligible. Jackie, they are so important. And that's why it's very key. When you're inviting people for interviews, the emails you said, when you're calling them, how do you talk to them? You know, when they even come into the office, are the other people that they are meeting, other employees in the organization, warm and friendly? Especially when you have an organization where you have an open floor and the candidate is passing here, and then is greeting people and nobody's answering. It's like, are we fighting here? These people are not even welcoming. It's the little things that we tend to overlook that are very, very important in creating the right employee experience. Okay, let's move on from recruiting to when the employee has joined. What is the experience the employee gets? You know?
So first of all, when the employee joins, right, ideally, I feel like onboarding is something that is, I don't know if it's that HR isn't doing it well or if it's a case of maybe we just need to just do more, right? And research has shown that employees who are adequately, properly onboarded, they thrive more and they stay longer with the organization. Because let's not forget that everybody, when you give out an offer letter, right, there's the confirmation period. It's either 3 months or 6 months, right? Let's not forget that as you are also assessing the employee to see they are the right fit for you, you are also being assessed by them to know if they want to work with you or not, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like first thing first, right? Your onboarding needs to come correct, right? All of your HR information, policies and procedures, handbooks, ensure that they have it or ensure that you have it, ensure that you walk them through it properly and ensure that they also have access to it, right? Either soft copies or hard copies, right? Because you have issues where employees come and say, oh no, I wasn't aware of this. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I didn't know that, right? That's that. The meetings with the line managers, setting clear expectations. Because what I've come to realize is that managers just bring them on board and just throw them into the job. They don't actually have like a proper system to say, okay, in the next 3 months, this is what I expect from you, right? And this is how I want it to be. No, I feel like line managers just throw them into the work, and then 3 months down the line, they're having issues. And even before the 3 months, ensure that you have adequate feedback sessions, one-on-one. For a new person, I would even encourage having a bi-weekly touch points, right? Because let's not forget that, aside the fact that they are here to do a job, right? You also need to ensure that they are also
Understand the processes and your organization's culture.
and even also understand the environment, the people, because it goes beyond the work, right? They also have to understand the environment, the people that they are working with, the team members that they are working, whatever it is, you need to give them that full support. I don't think that we do that enough. I don't think we do. And I think that it's an issue of both HR and line managers because, like I said, HR has their side and line managers have their side as well, right? HR from the get-go, you need to ensure that, this person comes in. Their work tools, I forgot that part. Work tools are ready. It's not the one that they will come and you say, they've now come to the laptop, or the phone. The phone is not yet.
What are we saying? Like, what can we do?
HR, me, I don't know for you people, but you guys also need to do better because you guys have manpower plans. You have your budgets, right? So all of these things have already been factored in. So why would an employee be coming to and you be saying, we are sorry, the laptop, there's someone like, or you go and give them one dirty looking laptop?
I cannot agree because finance and IT will say, well, we cannot buy IT and time.
Would you be telling that to your employee? Is finance's KPI employee experience?
It's totally agree. So do you get? But it's a handshake, right?
Okay, dude.
It's an absolute handshake because if finance refuses to release the money to get the laptop until when the person is almost about to resume, and we have all that debate.
That's your internal issue that I think you need to deal with, because the employee doesn't want to know about that.
Yeah, exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So let's get this things ready. Their workflow resources, their laptops, their phones, their SIM cards, data or credit or whatever it might be. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's have it ready. Their JDs as well. In fact, the JDs, in my opinion, should have been shared before doing the recruitment. In fact, once you've identified somebody as a candidate, right, send that to them. Let them have a look at it. Can you do this? Can you not do this?
Exactly. But you to know exactly this kind of job you want to be.
You get what I'm saying? And detailed JDs, not just JDs, KPIs.
Outlined.
No.
You know what's expected of you, right? You're coming in, you know that this is what the organization wants you to achieve on the role. Do you understand?
What I'm saying? And then your culture. Oh my God. Culture. Have you guys ever heard of when they say culture will eat? I don't know. What they will eat it for breakfast. Yeah. Because no matter the retreat that you people have, where you've spent millions of dollars to sit down and align on your goals for the year, if your culture is in shambles, that is it. So ensure that your culture is even understood by you as an HR person, because you are the one who's going to be selling this to the new person. Do you get what I'm saying? And also have an environment where, your environment aligns with your culture. You say you're a culture of what? Integrity. You're a culture of what? Customer excellence. A culture of innovation. A culture of transparency. Let it align. If you say you're transparent, but meanwhile, during your interview with the applicants, they've asked you, that session where you say, do you have any questions for me? And they say, oh, yes. When I come on board, how soon can I get my work? And you're like, oh, no, don't worry. Your work tools are already ready. And then they get to and there's no work tool. Please, how is that integrity and that? How do they align?
Then alignment.
How are you transparent in that? Because you've clearly told a lie.
Yeah.
Or to be honest, you might not even be telling a lie. Because in your head, you're assuming that, whenever they come in and they're like, but you said that I will have work tool now.
But then again, right, I feel that in that situation, real-time communication works.
What's that?
So that if it's not ready, quickly just say, oh, I'm so sorry. This is the exact scenario, right? But just give us a day before your onboarding is over, you get your work tools. Do you understand? Like, instead of just leaving the person in the dark, you are not telling the person that, oh, this is what's happening. You're not getting this. Do you understand?
Well, I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
We're always going to find ourselves in situations beyond our control, either as human resource people, either as finance people, either as even the IT person, because again, they have to order for a lot of this items and it has to come, blah, 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 all that process. We're going to have that on time, real time conversation and communication, telling me this is what the situation is, this is where we are. For me, communication is key, right? If you have a problem, if you have said, oh, you're going to do this and you cannot do it, just communicate with me. Let me be mad about it on my own or do whatever it is I want to do. But let it be known that you told me. I'm aware. But the idea of, oh, this is no, let's not say anything. Let's see if the person notices or not. Let's see if the person continues.
That's even worse. That's worse. So I would say that the key pillars to focus on, in ensuring that you give your employees, especially your new candidates, a positive experience would be, I've talked about onboarding, ensuring that, from day one, you make them feel very valued, from day one, even though it's too early to decide, they want to work there, but at least they have like some sort of level of comfort. That, okay, not bad, let's see how it goes, right? Another thing will also be, like I said, workplace culture. Please ensure that your culture is understood. Ensure that it is communicated. It's not just what you're saying, because we're all very good at talking, but then your actions, do they align, right? And please also, their career development, let them also, from the onset, see what the learning opportunities are, what the career growth, is about in the organization. Most of the candidates would even ask you before they even come into the company, during the recruitment process. Is what a lot of candidates are usually very, 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 very focused on, to say, what's the career good for me here?
Yeah.
What are learning opportunities for me here? Don't just say it, leave it, let them say it. Another thing also would be work-life balance and wellness, even though in my opinion, there's nothing like work-life balance. I feel like you just prioritize whatever it is you need to prioritize at that moment in time. But please don't bring them into a culture of burnout where you're saying to them that it should close at 5. In fact, you cannot be retained here.
Do you know that there are some organizations that if the CEO doesn't leave, nobody leaves? Oh,
Hey, I've worked in one like that too. They will not leave. I let you boss story. The CEO comes out at maybe 5:30.
can you imagine? 5:30 when you're supposed to have clothes and be doing.
That's when you not be dishing out tasks.
That's such a dirty.
I'm telling you. I am telling you. I've even heard the CEO tell some people that you don't leave before me. Why now?
Exactly.
Why?
And the person might not even be doing anything. They're just they're just because
Pressing phone. I'm telling you.
these are the little things that make up employee experience. Again, there's how the CEO even addresses people, right, in the organization, and that leadership. That forms culture. If I had a CEO that curses, I would realize okay to curse in the office, right? And everybody is using the airport in the office, B words. It's one thing to say this is our culture, but it's also what the leaders do. You have leaders that can come to work by 9 a.m. I promise you, you're
Yes now. And leadership and culture, it's like they're married. So they go hand in hand. If one is deficient, no, it affect the other. I'm very correct. I think it speaks a lot to leadership because leaders, people do what you do, not what you say.
because a lot of leaders want to say, "Oh, dude, do this."
Are you going it?
Doing? What exactly are you doing? You see, leaders leave the office before close period, right? What example are you setting? And it's not like you're going for a meeting or you're going to external.
Well, wait, but for that one, do leaders have to just make an announcement and say, I want to go home at 4? The people that need to know probably know now. Like the high level people. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, when I say high level, I mean
By 4.
what if you also have life issues?
But consistently, that's my problem. So you cannot have life issues 5 times in a week. I pray nobody has that, right? But no one should have life issues consistently. No one should have life issues consistently that you're coming to work by 9 a.m. when you're supposed to do by 8 a.m. No one should have life issues where you're slacking off work at 8. See, it cascades.
Yeah, everything actually cascades. Everything good and bad.
Yes, that's why you see that when you have a good leader, people under him would also be good. When you have a bad leader, the people under him would also be bad.
It's energy.
It flows. And so that's why, right, again, going back to what the experience is. And that's how you see that, like, you bring in a new person, that this person during the interview, you saw big potentials, right? You know that you saw zeal, saw fire, like, and when the person comes in and, the leaders in that department is, you start to see that this person is, like, this person showed so much attention during the period. What's
going on? What happened?
right? And it's the little things. And people that know that this behavior is dangerous to their life would start planning on leaving because they do not want to inculcate such type of character or behavior. I don't want to be that person that leaves work when I had work to do. I don't want to be that person that is doing terrible things when I should be doing the right things. It's just for people who are really serious about building their career.
True that.
You don't want to jeopardize it because you're working in a place that's not working for you.
Okay. So I think the final thing that I would like to touch on now would be the practical takeaways for this episode, right? For employee experience, both for the employees and the employer. For the employers, I would say, please invest in employee feedback systems. Please, because for that first 3 months, please, they have to have steady feedbacks. Like I said earlier that, I'd even advise a bi-weekly one. Bi-weekly touch points, just touch up with them, because they're new. So they're pretty much babies, they're new. Then for employees, please advocate for your needs professionally. Proper, please. I would even say that you should even start doing this before you even come into the organization, right? Ask questions. What's the career growth here? If possible, ask to see the organogram of that department.
Sure.
So that you can see what the ladder is like for you. So you can see it. If you don't have an organogram, my sister. What do you think? I'm telling you, if you don't have one, then there's a problem.
Although for growing organizations, the organogram would always be changing.
But my point is, they have to have things to show you. That's where I'm coming from. I get that, right? Please ask. Learning and development, what is it like? Do they do trainings? What is it about? And the trainings, hope it's not also just online trainings or even external trainings. Coaching and mentoring. very important ones that I feel like we've sort of like shoved to the side in L&D. Coaching and mentoring. Because in my opinion, I feel like the best types of way to learn is on the job learning. Everybody is coaching you. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Do as I do. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Please speak up. And also, please always ask for feedback as well. Because like I said, you're also new, and this is for new people though, but in that first 3 months, always ask for feedback as well, because you're in a new environment, maybe how things are done where you're coming from is definitely no companies are the same exactly. I work in a group of companies right now, and trust we all have different processes or whatever it is. So please, seek that clarity. And I think that will be all from me. Precious, is there any other thing that you would like to add?
Again, I feel like I'm very fanatical about employee experience. Everyone has a role to play when it comes to creating the right employee experience. So that's HR department, just normal employers and employees in the organization. So you need to because imagine that you get into an organization, the first thing the employer said, this organization is against this. I don't want
like local government. I know I used to say that.
God, please, have I made that?
God, I beg.
My career is shambles, Again, we have to be careful, how we say things. There's something that
I used to say that employers should please try and focus a little bit on their aesthetics, please. Please, oh.
Very, very.
Don't bring us to place that your chair is broken, your table is broken.
Everything ties to it, equipment that you're using, the people culture, how people talk to each other. I was talking to someone, right? And she was saying where she had gotten a new job,
Okay.
And people were always just telling her, oh, this place is not good. This place is not good. This place is not good. And she asked them that, if this place is not good, what are you to do?
Why are you here, right?
Yes, sir. Stop discouraging new people. Stop affecting people's experience in an organization. It's fine if you say that your experience in that organization is bad, right? Try and look for a new job and leave, right? No, to be honest, and I'm not even saying this from a
bad place.
It's prioritize your own career and your own well-being and try and leave, right? But destroying someone else's experience based on your own soul experience in that organization is terrible. Yeah, first of all, making that person think that, oh, I made a wrong decision. I shouldn't be working in this kind of organization, right? And you're affecting, the job already. So, are putting in to make people settle into the organization very well. Guys, I don't know, but this gets to me a lot. It gets to me. Let's try and make everything work. If you're in IT, provide the equipment on time. Yeah, in finance.
Please.
Right? For the line managers, you're saying something of how HR needs to do better. I agree. However, I will not come to your department and onboard somebody for you. I will do my bit as the HR person. But you as the line manager, you need to do it's even more in your hand. You understand? You're being paid to do something. You're asking for someone. You're saying that this and that is lacking in the power. We're giving you somebody, but you're not even doing the work that needs to be done to make the person do what
to inspire and retain this person.
No communication. You're leaving the person. You're not even telling the person what the person needs to do, how the person needs to do what he needs to do. It's guys, help us,
please.
You understand? Really help us. And I know, I feel like I'm being very but guys, we need to get this right.
Please, we beg you, HR, finance, everybody, IT, we are begging you.
Everybody, we need to make the experience,
please,
as amazing
as possible. Yes.
And now, this has brought us to the end of this episode. But before I leave you, I want to leave you with this question, right? What is that one thing that your workplace does or does not do that impacts your experience? It could be where you're working or where you worked. You can please share your thoughts with us on our Instagram page. Remember to follow us at That Other Side of
HR.
Lovely to have you guys. Bye.
Bye.